Hi guys, William here. So today we actually got hold of a vehicle that actually I would consider as kind of like a king of MPV. People call it tissue box on the road, many unique names, okay? But after driving it for a while, let me share with you why I think this car really does deserve the title King of MPVs. Okay, so remember to subscribe to our channel Tons and Speed. So click on that subscribe button, okay, and then click on that bell notification so that you will be alerted to all our new videos. Okay, so we do videos about automotive, about any news, or even we do car reviews as well when we can get hold of it, and as well as trucks and equipments as well. Okay, so let's jump right in. That's right guys, so this is the car actually we got our hand on today, which happened to be the third generation of Vellfire. Okay, so in Malaysia this car is very prominent on the road. So you can see tons of it around driving. So it is the vehicle choice for businessmen, for families, okay, who want to carry or ferry a lot of people. And yeah, so it has been very popular among many people in Malaysia, okay. And it is actually from Toyota, although you don't see the Toyota badge over here, because this particular unit is an import unit. Okay, so in Japan, sometimes they actually just don't use the logo because they actually have their own specific branding. Okay, like this is actually the Vellfire's logo. Okay, so let me bring you through the vehicle and what I like and what I dislike about the vehicle. Starting from the exterior, the front grille, okay, this huge grille over here. From when I first saw it, do I like it? No, I actually hate it a lot. Okay, but as time goes by, however, this looks kind of grow on me, and I kind of liked it now. Okay, so another car that's similar to this vehicle is actually the Toyota Alphard. Okay, both are actually the same vehicle, except for the styling wise is slightly different. Yeah, so the Vellfire is actually targeted at younger people looking for sportier looks of the vehicle. So in Japan, actually the vehicle is also being marketed through one of their younger dealerships network, okay, compared to Alphard. Alphard is actually meant or targeted more for the slightly more mature market. Okay, but essentially both vehicles are the same. So this particular unit actually comes with a 2.5 liter inline 4 engine. Okay, so let's look at the design here. So we're just having a look at the vehicle here. Over here actually there are some sensors, okay, and even a front camera. Okay, so this actually helps with the proximity when you are trying to look at the, I mean, when you are parking or when you are actually maneuvering this vehicle around. Actually this really helps a lot because this vehicle is massive. Okay, yeah, and as well as another two more sensors over here. Okay, so yep, and these are LED lights, I suppose. Yes, LED lights. Okay, with the DRL over here. Okay, so for this particular vehicle, right, it comes with a 17-inch tires, 17-inch rims as well. So in the market, of course, if you were buying recon units, you can find multiple different designs of the vehicle. Okay, compared to the previous generation of Alphard or Vellfire, this has to be my favorite in terms of the side styling. Okay, especially this part here is like the tail end of a aeroplane, so I kind of like it very much. And the Japanese brand has always been criticized by the European or continental brands when they have no styling, substance and all this. But I like the the styling of this vehicle, especially the side profile. You can see the curves of the vehicle. So yeah, you can probably see it from the reflection a little bit. Yeah, so I like it very much. Okay, so the vehicle actually comes with keyless entry and locking as well. So yeah, I just actually accidentally locked it, so you can unlock it as long as you have the key fob with you. So we have some power sliding doors, which you can also stop. Yep, stop halfway in case there's something in the pathway. Okay, let's put it back first. Okay, so coming to the rear now, it's very interesting to see all these little bits of, perhaps it's for aerodynamics or what. You only see here. There are some actually at the front as well. Okay, it's actually there. Can you see it? Yeah. So I assume that will be actually for the aerodynamics. Okay, and also there's chrome strip running along here, so kind of accentuates the whole tinted glass over here. Yeah, so I kind of like it very much. And yeah, let's have a look at. So no power boot for this particular vehicle. There are some that comes with power boot. Yeah. All right. So there's also some of the models that actually come with sunroof. Okay, if you are the kind of person who actually enjoys sunroof. So the vehicle, does it have a lot of boot space? I would say so. Not to say very spacious in terms of the boot. Okay, but however, the Japanese are really clever. So if you don't have enough space, you can always open up all these little compartments here. Yeah, and you do get more. Okay, so this side of this hole here, or this compartment here, is actually connected to the one over there. So if you can see, yeah, so that's how they do it. That's actually very clever. Sorry, my mic just dropped. Okay, so that's actually very clever, and they actually hit the I believe there's all the tire repair kit over here inside in the panel, and also your jack over here. It's a very clever way, and I always find that this Vellfire is so practical, because I mean, not practical, it's very versatile. Okay, because the seats are built so that you can actually fold them up. Okay, so let me try and fold them up and see. Yeah, so there, when you go it, okay, you can put down the seat there, and then I think if you pull, oh right, I need to first align these lines here so that I can actually fold it up, which is okay. Let me try and see. So you can release it, yes, and bring it up here. So there is actually a little clip here where you can clip to that side. Let me try and do it with one hand, and I'll show you how is the. Okay, so I can do it with one hand. Yeah, so once you have folded up both the seats, it's actually pretty spacious. Okay, same thing again. I have to move it back to the line. Okay, it's already released then. Okay. Okay. Yep, so not so hard. Sorry about that. Yeah, so you still have a lot of space, and it's actually a pretty long railing here, so you can slide your seats forward and backward and adjust as you need, depending on your occupants or your passengers, how much leg room they want. So I find that actually very interesting. Okay, plenty of versatility there. So later we'll have a look at how interesting in terms of the versatility of this vehicle. Okay, so now we have actually seen how the seats can fold up. So if you need to load up a lot of huge items in the rear, you can do so. However, if you need more leg rooms, okay, this thing can slide all the way to the back over here, so you have plenty of leg room over there. Alright, so let me put this down, and then let's continue. Okay, so not so hard for a one-hand job. I managed to do it. So yeah, so there is also another headrest over here that you can put out, you know, so the rear can sit 3 people. So this is actually a 7-seater. Comfortable, not so much for the guys who is sitting is in the middle here, but for a short distance it will suffice. Okay, let's put this down now. So at the rear you have actually 4 sensors as well. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so for this particular unit, okay, we have twin sliding door, electrically operated, which you can also switch off if you want to. Okay, some hand railing here if you want to go in. Okay, so sorry, we have some child seat over here. In fact, you know what, just some information for those who are actually using child seat, especially for MPV. It is highly recommended that you put a child seat in the second row. This is what we call the second row. So this is a driver and passenger side, second row, third row, you know, the third row at the rearmost. So second row is actually recommended because for kids, they are incapable of, especially the younger ones, they're incapable of getting out themselves. So you want to position them in location where it's actually easy for people from outside to come in and rescue them. So second row is actually the best and not the last row. Okay, like you can see here, the seats here are probably the more comfortable one compared to the last row over there. Yes, I understand that, but however, that the seat should be in the second row rather than the third. So let's jump into the inside now. The driver's seat. Okay, so let's get the car started. So it uses a start-stop button rather than a traditional key. Alright, so we gotta step on the brake and get it started. Very nice display from the Toyota. Okay, this unit actually comes with Alpine. Oops, sorry for that. Yeah, so this unit actually comes with the Alpine head unit, which is also reflected in the second row screen later. Okay, so as some of you may already know, recon units, they come together sometimes with the Japanese head unit. Although it's Alpine, it's in Japanese, so yeah, there's really nothing much that you can do. Navigation, even though it's there, but it is all for Japan market, so you probably wouldn't be able to use it very well if you are using it in Malaysia. So for people who have actually bought their recon units, you know, I would advise you just switch it into some aftermarket head units. That will allow you more functionality compared to whatever that is already given here. Okay, so it does come with the dual zone front and rear control, so you can have ultimate customization. So you can have left and right, and because it's a recon unit, so it does come with a heater. Personally, for me, I enjoy a heater unit in my vehicle because sometimes in the morning, I'm not sure if you guys feel the same, but I do feel a bit cold, so I can always switch it up to the hotter temperature. Or sometimes when you are wet due to rain or whatever and you need to drive, the heater unit helps keeping things nice and cozy rather than being cold and all that. Yeah, so this is auto with electric parking. Okay, the interesting thing is that once you put it into D or you put it back into P, so the electric parking brake will auto engage or disengage. Alright, there's also the hold function, which you will not be able to use unless you buckle up. I think that's actually pretty good. Okay, you can switch off your traction control, and also you have eco mode over here. So eco mode, I'm not too sure whether if you would like it. For me personally, when I drive this vehicle, I like it with the eco mode on. Why? Because it's a bit more gentle in terms of the acceleration. Now, in terms of power, this car has sufficient power. Okay, putting in eco mode just make it more gentle. I like to say, like, you know, in the hands of a what do you call that, a skillful driver, this vehicle can be the most comfortable car you have ever sat in. In the hands of a non-skillful driver, however, this will be the worst vehicle you want to be in. Okay, because the suspension is tuned for comfort, so it's really soft. And if the driver is not skillful, you know, when he go over bumps and humps too fast, not comfortable at all. Okay, but in the hands of a skillful driver, yes, it's very comfortable. Okay, plus the seats itself, they are really soft, and I like the plushness of it. It does give a very luxury feel. Okay, so I think Toyota really designed this car really well. Okay, so let's continue to look at the other features of the vehicle. Okay, so you have a multi-function steering over here where you can control the cluster there from the speedometer. Okay, and this is actually to control, I believe, the screen over there. However, because I do not know whatever the function is written over there, because I can't read Japanese, so I don't know how to use that. Okay, yep, so you can change a lot of a lot of things over here, a lot of information that you can see. Okay, let's have a look. So you can check your fuel consumption, your digital speedo. Okay, this is to set your cruise control or speed limiter. It does come for this vehicle with the active cruise control, so it does actually help you to maintain the distance as well as speed. Okay, you can even set it to I believe this is the one. This is the button where you can set how far or how near the distance that you want to set. Okay, so to activate the cruise control is actually over here. Don't think we can activate it now. Okay, you can set it to be active cruise control or just the passive cruise control, depending on your preference. Okay, right, so a lot of yeah, let's put you in closer a little bit so that you can see. Okay, there's even a Nano E whatever that is. Okay, eco, buzzer tone, language unit, blah blah blah, tons of things to play with. Alright, in terms of storage space, now this vehicle is not lacking in storage space. Okay, there's some here, there's some over here, down here, okay, and here as well. And man, that's very good. Actually, this is very good. Okay, I love how they do it, just beautiful. Okay, there's actually a very deep compartment here. If you can see, it's actually until about my wrist, so that's how deep it is. I have a very big palm. Okay, and yep, you can fit things comfortably. This one is detachable, so yeah, you can fit probably a small handbag inside there, not those huge ones. Okay, if you want some privacy, you can even cover it. So there's some nice, I don't know, this is something like a fake wood kind of trim that is laminated. Yep, so it's glossy kind of surface. I like it very much. And okay, yep, some further cup holders over there, cup holders over here, glove compartment here. All right, and yep, and a lot of soft touch, of course, for this vehicle, and a hand grip as well here, so that, you know, for people who are finding it a bit difficult to get into the vehicle, you can get into the vehicle easy. Yep. Okay, you can control the whole vehicle's light over here. Switch on that and you get everything. Okay, you can as a driver, okay, you can also control the power sliding door over here from here. Okay, so yeah, all this is actually padded really good. Okay, with beautiful lights from the top and not from the mirror itself, so that when you're, you know, when you're looking at yourself, when you're looking at yourself, the light is from the top and not shining into your face. Okay, let's jump to the rear and have a look. Okay, so let's enter from this side of the vehicle. Okay, so one thing that's fantastic that's done by Toyota is that this actually you can slide the chair all the way back, or actually put it to the front to help easy access to the rear. Okay, so look at how much space I actually have over here. In fact, there's also even a step here, like in case the rear passenger wants to get in, all they have to do is all they have to do is just step on this. Okay, so yeah, then the chair become slidable. So rather than depend on the front passenger over here, so you can actually get out by yourself. Okay, so look at the space I have. Plenty of space over here. Okay, so it's actually very, very comfortable at the back here. So let's close the door first for now. Okay. The only one thing I actually find a bit not so nice about this vehicle is the lack of speakers, especially for the rear. So as a driver, you will feel the very loud noise, but as the rear passenger, that's tough, man. You can't hear a thing. Okay, yeah, so plenty of aircon vents around here, so to accommodate the rear passengers. I think that's what you need in a proper MPV. Okay, so even the last row here is actually adjustable for the seating. Okay, so like this one, we had it in this position earlier. Now just now when I climb into the vehicle, I have already adjusted the last row here, and these seats are actually adjustable as well in terms of the sliding position. Okay, yep, let me try and get it forward. Okay, so I can move this far forward for this seat over here. Okay, so you can see it's actually a huge difference, okay, between these two seats over here. Okay, so and then if you move it to the most rearward, so you can see how much space I can have in this vehicle. So example, if I want to have tons of space, okay, for the second row passenger, just move the rear seats all the way to the rear. Okay, let me open up the doors and okay. Okay, so the last row is actually very far already now. It can push it all the way back. Okay, look at the amount of the space over here. I mean, it's a lot. Okay, and the fun part about this vehicle as well, okay, let me try to get this forward, is that you can actually decide whether you want your seat here, okay, to be slightly inside or over here. Let me see if I can move this now. Okay, alright, sorry, I have to use two hands to do that. So like you can see, this seat is now closer to the step over here. Now if we pull this lever, which is actually used to move the seat back or forward, okay, I can also see that. Okay, so you can decide how much space you want. Man, that's fantastic. So because if you do have the okay, so if you do that, I mean you put out more space in between you and the next seat. You have this little plastic tray over here, so you can if you have a drink or whatever it is, you can put it here. It's pretty darn comfortable. And there's also the lights, okay, the cabin lights over here. Okay, let me see. Oh yes, okay. Okay, probably not so nice now that you can't, I mean it's still very bright outside, but you can change the colors, okay, to whatever color you want. It's like an airplane cabin inside here. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so for the rear passengers, you can even adjust the temperature, the fan speed. Okay, for you can put it on auto as well. Okay, so this is the Alpine screen that we talk about. Okay, some lights over here. Right, to open up, here it is. Okay, Alpine, right. So it will actually display following whatever that is displayed on the screen there. The only downside is, of course, like I mentioned, you know, there's no speakers for the last row. So if let's say there's a movie playing and I want to watch it, the driver will be deaf, okay, whereas the last row passenger can't hear a thing. And yeah, that's the only thing I feel is a bit, you know, a downside for this. Okay, otherwise it's actually pretty interesting. Okay, so right. Okay, then this one, of course, you can also push the seat further forward. I want to feel like a boss, so yeah. Okay, so I can't even reach the seat in front, so plenty of space over here. All right. Okay, so you can also have the footrest up. Okay, so this particular unit does not come with what they call as the Fei Kei Tang, okay, the airline luxury seat where it's electric control in the middle. So all this is actually manual, but I'm actually pretty fine with that. So you can put that up. Okay, sorry, I'm not far enough. Okay, so we can have a good rest. Okay, so you can actually lie down pretty comfortable over here. And if you're worried about safety, you know, no need to worry, because there is actually safety belt attached to the seats over here. But however, if the vehicle is actually moving, then maybe it's not so nice, okay, because I don't feel the belt holding me down a lot when I'm lying down. So yeah. Okay, so we are pretty much done with the vehicle now. Oops. Alright, so it does have like a soft closing. Beautiful. Okay, and you just kind of lock it, and it does have the auto folding. Wonderful. Alright, so what do I think of the this third generation Vellfire? Should you buy it or should you not buy it? Okay, if you want to fetch a lot of people, you're going around town, you know, you need a vehicle for 7 people. There's also an 8-seater configuration for this. You can consider it. Okay, if you are as a businessman, you want a bit of a luxury kind of feeling, more premium kind of seating, it's also a car that is definitely worth buying. Okay, in the recon market, you can get this now around 230, 210. Okay, depending on the condition and as well as the variants. There's a lot of variants out there coming from Japan. Okay, like I said earlier, there are some with the sunroof, there are some with bigger rims, 18-inch rims. Okay, there are some with the Modelista kits and all that. So all that will be you know, of different pricing. But the one thing that you should, okay, look out for is actually the advanced driver assistance system. Like this one, it has the active cruise control, which is not available on all the units. So however, I understand the latest facelift models, okay, they have certain the advanced driver assistance systems, as, or we call the ADAS, as a standard. So probably those models are what you can you know, consider if you are looking for something with a bit more safety. I always consider those kind of system is hard to add on in the aftermarket. Okay, like you said about the head unit and all that, those are very simple to add on, but those active cruise control, those are hard to add on. So for this vehicle, actually, when my friend bought it, it's extra 3,000. Okay, but the 3,000 is worth it because you can't add on all this kind of system outside. okay, afterwards. Okay, it's very hard to do it or build into the vehicle or just add on to it. So only the manufacturers they can add on to it. So yep. So with the extra the seats, the versatility of the seat itself, that's why I find the charm of this particular vehicle. Alright, so if you are looking to buy a people or family mover, this is actually one of the best choice there is in the market right now. Okay, so let me share a little bit about driving the Vellfire. Okay, how does it feel from being a driver and as well as being a passenger? So this vehicle is actually fitted with a 360 camera, so it makes maneuvering the vehicle in tight spots really easy. Of course, because this is an add-on 360, so I mean, don't expect fantastic kind of quality, okay, like what you get with the manufacturers nowadays, okay, but it is sufficient enough to help you out. Okay, and the vehicle also comes equipped with the auto headlamp. So I appreciate this feature a lot actually, because I always find there's a lot of drivers who forget to switch on the headlamps coming out from parking lots that is very bright, so they tend to forget that their light is not lit, the headlamp is not lit, you know. So I find that I think this is actually an add-on extra safety feature that should be made mandatory on all vehicles, okay, purely for safety reason. So as a driver, what do I think of this vehicle? I actually don't really like the driving of it, because it does feel like driving a boat at times. So it's very roly-poly, as I would like to call it, yeah. So, but however, because the suspension itself is set up for comfort, okay, so the passenger is actually getting all the nice part of being in this vehicle. So if you're a driver kind of guy, should you get this car? No, unless you have a purpose to getting it, that is to fetch a lot of people, sometimes to go places and all that. You have a big family, or you need to drive your clients, okay, if you're a businessman and so on, okay. And however, the vantage point, of course, being a high vehicle is always good, because you can look far ahead, you can anticipate you can see what's coming up compared to sedans. Okay, that's really definitely one advantage of this vehicle. Okay, so I think the way to really drive this big MPV, okay, is heavy. Okay, it's about 2 tons plus. So, but however, the power coming out from this engine is sufficient. All right. So I think the really good way to drive this vehicle is really to treat it like a lady. Okay, you want to be gentle with it. Okay. So when you see a bump or hump, you want to slow down and really just let it ride on top of the bump. Okay, you don't want to be flying to the bump and crashing through it. That's really not the way to drive this vehicle. If you're doing that, I think I need to prepare some kind of like vomit fest at the back for your customers. I mean, not for your customers, for your passengers. Okay, because being at the back is no fun unless your driver is very good. As a passenger, however, the seats are actually really good, and I showed you earlier that the versatility of the seat, so you can customize to whatever kind of sitting position you want. If you are riding in this vehicle with only maybe a driver, yourself, and maybe another passenger, 3 of you, you can choose whatever legroom space you want, up to you. Okay, and sound insulation for this vehicle, pretty good. Okay, even at high speeds, I don't hear much of the sound coming from outside, except only for the tires. Okay, so if you choose a good set of tires, should be alright. Okay, the seats itself are really plush. Okay, does give a very premium feel to it. Okay, in fact, I feel it's actually even plusher than my sofa at home. So any kind guys out there, you want to donate some money to me so I can buy a nicer set of sofa, so I won't ever complain about my sofa again. Okay, but however, I would appreciate more if you guys can actually just subscribe to Tons and Speed, because that's how actually you can support us in creating better contents and coming out with more interesting contents for you guys as well. Okay, so remember to subscribe to Tons and Speed, and do join us sometimes where we actually go for certain events. Okay, so thank you very much guys for watching this. I'll see you again in the next video.